y'all. Welcome to Boozy Bee's Books and Cocktails. I'm Dana B. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited for you guys to be here. We're going to share some books, and then we're going to share a cocktail, and I'm going to show you how to make the cocktail. And I kind of think this is kind of fun, and I love to read. I love to share, and I love that I can share this with you guys, and maybe help along the way to either find a book, or maybe when you're going to a restaurant, find a cocktail and say, "Oh, Dana did that on her YouTube channel, and maybe that's what I want to try to drink today." So thank you very much. And Atticus is with me, so if you hear him bark, I'm sorry. But he's my constant companion, and even with books, he sits there and watches me read books. So anyway, I have decided this week to go over several books with you guys. I was so intrigued after I talked to Gail last week. And if you didn't see last week's episode where I interviewed Gail Harris, I hope that you go back and watch it, because she really is a great author. I'm so impressed with her books. And I was so impressed that after she left, I was like, "Oh, girl, I need to read some more of your books." So that's what I did. And I kind of wanted to have an overview of dark romance versus smut versus contemporary romance. And there is a big distinguished categories to me in that genre. And I didn't understand it. I wasn't quite prepared for some of the books that I read. But I am going to discuss them with you, and you guys tell me if I'm on the mark, off the mark. If you've got a book that you really want me to read, I would love to read it. So here we go. And I had to make notes because I've read so much. And some of them are just I can remember it. But I think I read, most of these books took me about 3 to 4, maybe 6 hours to read. So it's been a kind of a whirlwind reading spree here. So if this is not your thing, just click off and don't worry about it. It's not one of my favorite things, but I do enjoy it, and I do want to know what's out there to be read, and I certainly want to bring something to the table when we talk about books. And the only way you do that is to read all genres. So today we're going to talk about romance, smut, and dark romance. So Gail, she so impressed me, and what I love about her is that she brings the country to the city, or she brings awareness to Arkansas and Missouri, and I really do appreciate that about her. So the first one is called Devour. And y'all, I had to make notes because I have read so much here lately. So Devour is the main character's Nicholas, and he meets the main woman character in the airport. And what I love about Gail is she is funny, and she brings everyday life experiences into this book. And I knew I would love this book because the first part of the first scene of this book, this girl's running through the airport because she can't get to the bathroom fast enough. And so she poops in her pants in the airport, and she's supposed to be going to this very fancy hotel for a wedding. And so everything has just gone wrong. And she's with her grandmother, and her grandmother's in a wheelchair. And so, she's in the bathroom trying to clean herself up, and her grandmother's out in the stall talking to her. And, she's just humiliated, absolutely humiliated. And so she gets to the checkout to get her bag and luggage, and it's not there. And so she is just beside herself, and she knows there's a car waiting on her. And so she goes and jumps in this car. She puts her grandmother in the back seat, and she jumps in the front seat. And here, this guy is driving the car, and she thinks he's the driver. And So he knows the hotel that she's going to, and so she's just real snappy. And I mean, she's just pooped her pants in the airport. And so she's just like beside herself. And, she's not going to let this taxi driver get onto her. And it's just crazy. And so she gets to the hotel, and come to find out, Nicholas is the owner of the hotel. And her ex boyfriend is at the hotel, and he's saying some really ugly things. And so Nicholas steps in and acts as her boyfriend slash fiance. And so she ends up in the penthouse of the hotel. And, everybody's talking about it and everything. So it is just so stinking funny. Not all the way through, but it's so funny. And Gail, if you're watching, hats off to you to this one. So this is Devour, and I think you'll really enjoy it. And let's just be honest, there's some very heavy sex scenes in it and stuff. So just so that you know, there's a good storyline, but there is sex in it. So just beware. So the next one is Worth a Shot, and it's also by Gail Harris, and it is set in Arkansas. The guy that we're talking about, his name is Tristan, and the girl is Tori, and she um, is they're in Little Rock, and she is supposed to be with her sister, trying to buy a wedding dress, and she's engaged to a man. And so this girl is crazy about coffee. And if you know Gail, she loves coffee too. When she came to the house, that was the first thing I noticed that was in her hand, was that she had this coffee cup. And if you read any of her stuff, she's always talking about coffee. So to me, this just kind of played into Gail. I saw it all over her. And so Tristan comes into the same coffee shop that Tori is in, and they bump into each other. And so that's kind of how their relationship starts. And then she steps outside, and I don't know if it's the first scene or the second scene, but anyway, she steps outside. And this is also a dark romance, because I think it is, because it has the violence of it in it. But he owns a restaurant, bar in Little Rock, and he also has a fight club downstairs in the restaurant. So you have to be an exclusive member to be able to get into it. And the mob is involved. He and Tori's relationship goes back and forth, and of course, she has this fiance and her sister, and so it's just really fun. It's cute. It's there's a couple of chuckles in there that I get so tickled at her about her writing. So it's really a good one. I just love it. So thank you, Gail, again. So I ventured into Colleen Hoover, and after reading her, I thought, okay, I'm gonna give her another chance and see what all the fuss is about. I wouldn't call her anywhere other than contemporary romance unless someone else tells me anything different. But she has some really good stories out there. This one is it starts with us, and it is can't remember. See, who knows? But anyway, I remember it was a pretty good book. I'm sorry I can't remember it. It is just slipped me, but it's the one that all the controversy is about with Blake Lively and whatever his name is. But anyway, it is a good book. You need to check it out. Sorry, can't even. I don't even want to stop the tape and go back. But it is a good book. Reminders of Him. I do remember this one. So this one is about a young lady that her and her boyfriend is out one night. There's a car wreck. He is killed. She ends up in prison. Come to find out, she's pregnant, and so she just completely is wrecked. Her, like, the boy that she was with is the love of her life. And so when she finds out that she's pregnant, she also finds out that she can't keep the baby with her, and she's going to be in jail for a while. So she gives up the baby for adoption to his mom and dad, and they raise her. And so the story starts after she gets out of prison and goes back and tries to find her daughter. So this one is really good, and I can remember it. And again, I think it would be listed as contemporary romance. There's a lot of build up tension to what ends up happening. I did really, really love this one. And I think they're fixing to make a movie out of it, but it's worth your time. Very much worth your time. Ugly Love. It is about a girl that comes to live with her brother, and during the time that she lives with her brother, she meets a guy named Miles. He's a pilot, she's a nurse. There was a lot of the backstory to it, and a lot of hurt, and they kind of heal each other. I would say this one's okay. It's not, to me, it wasn't as good as Reminders of Him. So it was, okay. King of Wrath. I just finished this one, so I do remember it. I saw this on a list of erotic romances and kind of learned about what erotic versus erotica. And so this one is pretty graphic. It is a cute behind the scenes story. They're both the girl and the guy are both very, very wealthy, and so it's set in Manhattan. She is an event planner. She is from an Asian family, and so her family means a lot to her. And her relationship with her dad is one of the most important relationships in this book. But she does things that she probably normally wouldn't do because her father has told her to do it. And then she meets, through an arranged marriage, she meets her husband to be, and he is the most sought after bachelor in the Manhattan, New York area. He is worth lots and lots of money. And so her dad blackmails him to marry her to get his family out of some trouble. And so that's where the story begins. Is how they learn to work through all this. It was really good. I really, really enjoyed it. Probably took me about 5 hours to read. Heavy sex, lots of sex in it. So if sex is not your thing, I wouldn't read it. But the storyline behind it is very good. So on to the next one. Oh my goodness, Gail. Whispered Southern Secrets. So this one is about a one night stand that turns into something more. And this one is, to me, my favorite of Gail's because it deals with a lot of Baptist guilt and things. And there's quite a few sex scenes in it. But what it is this girl is divorced, and her favorite thing to do is to go sing karaoke. She's very, very good at it. And so she goes into this bar and she sings karaoke, and she doesn't talk to anybody normally. And this guy comes up and he starts singing. He is in the Air Force. And so they have this one night stand knowing that they're not ever going to see each other again. And then 3 years later, she goes to church with her grandparents, and lo and behold, there he is, and he's the pastor of the church. And y'all, I am telling you, this is a good book. Really a good book. So thank you, Gail, again. I love this book. And by the way, I'll list these at the bottom in the description so that you can check them out and let me know. I'd love to hear from you, especially the Southern secrets. Okay, priest. Oh gosh, I am not Catholic, so I love the conspiracy behind the Catholic Church. I have always loved the tradition of the Catholic Church. Not that I have understood it. So if you're Catholic out there, I think this would be really hard for you to read. I'm not judging. Don't know because I read it. But wow. I don't know if it was sacrilegious, if it was blasphemy. I don't know how to categorize this one. Yeah. So it's about a priest that does unpriestly things to a woman in the church. I want to say that. It has a a storyline. It's got a plot. It's, uh, yeah, I don't even know what else to say about it. I remember it. It's not like the other one. I can't remember. But I remember this one. Um, yeah. So if you're into complete smut, maybe this is the one for you. I don't know. I felt like I probably needed to go to confessional after this one. So there you go. There's my books on smut, dark romance, and contemporary romance. I don't know that I'm a very good um, reviewer on these. But I do. There again. Gail Harris. I'm a big fan, huge fan of Gail Harris. Can't even say her name now. Um, some of them kind of rocked my world a little bit. Some of them kind of confused me. Um, some of them put some really nice thoughts in my head. So there you go. I hope that you read them and reach out to me and let me know. So we are going to the bar. I do know cocktails. I know good cocktails, and we're going to make a good one. So let's go to the bar. Hi, y'all. Welcome to the bar. I'm so glad that you could join me. I love this bar. I love to make cocktails and I love to put them with the books. And so today, what better cocktail but a cucumber jalapeno margarita? And, it's spicy, it's cool, it's hot, and sometimes that's the way we are when we're reading these books. So I thought it'd be perfect. I found this cocktail in Conway at Volstead Proper. We were there with my brother and his wife, and this was on the menu, and the unnamed decided he wanted to try it. And then he loved it so much, he decided he wanted me to recreate it at home. So this is loosely based on their menu items that they had listed. So thank you for them. And then the alcohol I bought at Colonial Wine Spirits in Little Rock. When we go there for my doctor's appointments or just have fun, we always end up there. And I love them there. So shout out to Colonial Wine and Spirits. Very easy to make this margarita. And no, it's not from a bottle all mixed up. We're going to make it together. And it's very, very easy. You just have to have the right ingredients. And we do. So the first one is 21 seeds cucumber jalapeno tequila. And then we have the dry carousel and lime juice. And then I made simple syrup and I put some jalapenos in it. So it would be a jalapeno simple syrup, ice, and then some garnishes. So I've got my glass chilling. And of course I like to use the ice that I use to chill my glass. So that's our first. And then we're going to do 1.5 ounces of this tequila. One and a half. And it smells so good. It definitely has the cucumber, jalapeno, spicy jalapeno flavor to it. Then we're going to do 1/2 ounce of dry cowsal. Oh boy, that's a tongue tangler, isn't it? Can't even say it. I looked it up to how to pronounce it, and most people can't, so I don't feel so bad. But this is it, and I use this in place of triple sec. It gives the citrusy sweetness to it. And then we're going to use 1/2 ounce of freshly squeezed lime juice. And then I made this just a little while ago. So I put a cup of sugar, a cup of water, and 3 slices of fresh jalapeno, and I just let it boil down. And I tasted it a while ago, so it's not very spicy, but it has that jalapeno flavor to it that we love. So 1/2 ounce of this. And then for my garnishes, I have cucumber, lime, jalapeno. So I just kind of slice these really thin, and I'm just going to put them in the glass. And then I'll just rim this. And they put either salt or other flavors around the top, but I just didn't feel like there's a lot going on, so I left it. So we're going to give it a shake. And because it has juices, we always shake instead of stir. So we're going to put this in here. And again, remember, I'm not a professional bartender, so I make mistakes, and sometimes my ingredients are not quite right. But here you go. And we could put some ice in here, but we're going to try it. Ooh, that is good. So if you like cucumber, if you like jalapeno, that jalapeno gets right in the back of your throat. The cucumber is right here in front. It's very refreshing, so yummy. I'll have to make one of these when the unnamed gets home. So thank you again. I am so excited y'all are hanging in there with me. I am so enjoying this. I'm learning so much about, one, about myself, two, about YouTube, and of course, of always books. So again, thank you for sharing your few minutes with me, and come by sometime to the bar. We'll talk books and cocktails. I'll serve you a cocktail. And please like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you next time. Thank you so very much. And remember, I will put the list of books that I reviewed down at the bottom of the page, plus the recipe for the cucumber jalapeno margarita. Thank you, and always cheers.